Authentic leisure, happiness, the best life for a man is wisdom. Modernity can only be scandalized by such monopolization of leisure and happiness by wisdom, because recognizing it presupposes an education that has practically disappeared today. Cicero, on the contrary, did not hesitate to proclaim an equation between wisdom and the summit of culture. He says, the culture of the soul is philosophy. Solving the question is of paramount importance, for culture represents how human life surpasses bestial life. Therefore, being mistaken about the essence of culture implies misconceiving man. But who today devotes his leisure to the consolation of philosophy? Who is even somewhat interested in philosophy? Moreover, those who claim to be its fan, far from presenting a clear image of happiness, give the appearance of originals, marginalized when they are not insane with their senseless whims. Witness the romance between Nietzsche and his horse. It is that authentic leisure cannot be improvised. It requires an education that must begin from birth. Access to wisdom, the joy of its discovery, the pleasure of its contemplation require skills, competences, familiarities that one can no longer develop once adult or once relatively solved one's problems of practical life, or even less once retired. Fidelity to common sense, mastery of one's language and of that of the greatest sages, familiarity with literary works, sense and love of truth, initiation into the best of tradition, history, liberal arts, dialectical skill, all these must begin at the earliest age, and the ability to them atrophy before the end of adolescence. Deprived of this baggage, the common contemporary man can only waste his leisure in excessive rest, playing, amusement, online curiosity, when it is not in debauchery. No surprise, then, that the most serious people prefer working. Aristotle strongly insists on the spirit of the education that prepares for intellectual life. Among other things, he wonders about the advisability of involving music. Music does not straightaway impose in itself as a serious matter because, Aristotle says, one indulges in it only for pleasure. But precisely, he replies, it must take place in education because of the great risk that very early the child, against his human nature, clothes himself to all gratuity and appreciate every good only for its usefulness. It is, he insists, because our very nature wants not only that we unleisure competently, namely that we work competently, but also that we leisure properly. This, he insists, is the principle of the whole education. Aristotle does not deny the importance of work, but he reverses the erroneous assessment of their hierarchy. The art of leisure, he says, is preferable to that of unleisure, and it is its end. It therefore becomes essential to clearly see which activities deserve to count as leisure, and to entrust the first education to prepare for them already. We need to see, he says, in what kind of activity is engaged who is leisuring. We'll ask the question again at the next pill.